In an era where global economic dynamics are as volatile as the shifting winds, the United States' looming decision to hike tariffs on Chinese imports in 2024 stands as a brazen testament to a burgeoning trade war, one that threatens to upend decades of delicate diplomatic balancing and economic interdependence. This provocative move, steeped in a cauldron of controversy, harkens back to an age of mercantilism and protectionism, challenging the very foundations of free trade and globalization that have shaped our modern world. This policy, marinated in a mix of nationalism and economic reprisal, risks igniting a full-scale trade war, the repercussions of which could send shockwaves through the already fragile global economy. As we delve deeper from the soybean farms of Iowa to the tech hubs of Shenzhen, the impact of this decision will be felt globally. This incendiary approach to international trade policy by the U.S., marked by an unabashed willingness to stoke the fires of economic conflict, demands a critical examination. What lies beneath this strategy? Is it a mere tool for political gain, a bargaining chip in the high-stakes game of international diplomacy? Or is it indicative of a deeper, more profound shift in global power dynamics? As we unravel the layers of this contentious policy, examining its roots, its ramifications, and its potential trajectory, we invite you to stay with us till the end. The story of the U.S.-China trade tensions is not just a narrative of tariffs and trade deficits. It is a saga of power, politics, and the changing face of global leadership. So, fasten your seatbelts as we embark on this provocative journey through one of the most contentious economic battles of our times. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. Washington appears poised to escalate tariffs on Chinese imports in 2024, a move drawing criticism from Beijing and various U.S. business sectors. This sentiment was echoed by Scott Kennedy, a leading figure in Chinese business and economics at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. During a virtual panel discussion hosted by the Washington-based think tank, Kennedy attributes this potential tariff hike to China's sluggish economic recovery post-COVID-19. With domestic demand dampened, the Chinese government has spurred manufacturing and production, inadvertently creating a surplus. This surplus, Kennedy suggests, will likely lead to an increase in exports to other nations, including the U.S., which may counter with heightened tariffs. Since the Trump administration, the U.S. has maintained a significantly elevated average tariff rate of 19.3% on Chinese imports. Additionally, the U.S. has implemented 247 anti-dumping and countervailing duty measures targeting various Chinese products, ranging from steel and chemicals to machinery and automobiles. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. In response, China has imposed additional tariffs on select U.S. goods, further intensifying trade tensions between the two superpowers. William Range, a distinguished chair in international business at CSEs, pointed out that any new tariff proposals might face delays due to the lengthy U.S. legislative process and the current lack of consensus in Congress. It's going to take longer than 2024 to get there, because it's a process issue, Range commented, and the process is not short. This ongoing tariff war, initiated under the Trump administration, has had widespread implications, affecting global supply chains, altering trade dynamics, and impacting economic growth in both the U.S. and China. The tariffs, initially intended to address issues such as intellectual property theft and trade imbalances, have evolved into a more complex economic standoff, reflecting broader geopolitical tensions. Despite the tariffs, trade between the U.S. and China has remained robust, albeit strained. In 2023, the U.S. imported over $450 billion worth of goods from China, a testament to the intertwined nature of the two economies. However, businesses in both countries have faced challenges. U.S. companies importing Chinese goods have seen increased costs, while Chinese exporters have struggled with market uncertainty and the search for alternative markets. The debate over tariffs is not just limited to economic considerations, but also includes political and strategic dimensions. In the U.S., there is a growing consensus across the political spectrum about the need to confront China's economic practices, which many view as unfair. However, there is less agreement on the methods, with some advocating for engagement and others for more confrontational approaches like tariffs. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. China, the government's reaction to U.S. tariffs has been multifaceted. On one hand, Beijing has sought to portray itself as a champion of free trade and globalization, contrasting its stance with what it describes as U.S. protectionism. On the other hand, China has been accelerating its efforts to become more self-reliant, especially in critical technologies, as part of its dual circulation strategy. This strategy aims to reduce China's dependence on foreign markets and technology, a shift partly spurred by the trade war with the U.S. The impact of tariffs extends beyond the U.S. and China, affecting the global economy. Other countries, particularly those in Southeast Asia, have experienced shifts in trade patterns as businesses seek to avoid tariffs. For instance, some companies have moved manufacturing from China to countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, and Thailand. This realignment has brought economic opportunities, but also challenges, as these countries grapple with the sudden increase in industrial activity. Looking ahead, the possibility of increased U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports in 2024 raises several questions. Will this lead to a further escalation in trade tensions, or will it bring the two sides back to the negotiating table? How will this affect global supply chains, already reeling from the pandemic and other geopolitical uncertainties? What will be the impact on consumers and businesses in both countries? In the U.S., the tariff debate is also intertwined with domestic politics. As the 2024 presidential election approaches, trade policy, especially regarding China, is likely to become a significant campaign issue. Candidates from both major parties will have to navigate a complex landscape, balancing the need to address legitimate concerns about China's trade practices with the potential economic fallout of tariffs. For China, the prospect of increased U.S. tariffs comes at a time when the country is dealing with its own set of economic challenges. Besides the slow post-pandemic recovery, China is facing a demographic crisis, with a rapidly aging population and a declining birth rate. This demographic shift is likely to have profound implications for China's labor force and economic growth prospects in the coming decades. Furthermore, China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), a global infrastructure development strategy, could also be impacted by heightened U.S.-China trade tensions. The BRI, which aims to enhance regional connectivity and create new trade corridors, has been viewed with skepticism by some in the U.S., who see it as a means for China to expand its geopolitical influence. Increased tariffs and the resultant economic strain could affect China's ability to invest in these projects and may lead to a reevaluation of its foreign policy priorities. The environmental aspect of the U.S.-China trade relationship is another critical factor. Both countries are major contributors to global carbon emissions, and their trade practices have environmental implications. The production and transportation of goods across the Pacific contribute significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. Therefore, any changes in trade policies, including tariffs, could have environmental consequences. The prospect of increased U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports in 2024 is a multifaceted issue with economic, political, strategic, and environmental dimensions. It reflects the complexities of the U.S.-China relationship and has implications that extend far beyond bilateral trade, as policymakers, businesses, and consumers in both countries, and indeed around the world, watch these developments closely. The decisions made in Washington and Beijing will have far-reaching consequences for the global economy and the international order. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.